Today I'm going to show you how I ship my large canvas paintings. So this piece right here is 42 inches tall by 32 inches wide and about 3 inches thick. That includes the size of the frame. So what I do with these particular pieces is get a custom box made, like this box right here. Now this box costed me about $50 to get made, but the thing about it, the reason why I spring for that extra cost is that it has several features that protect the painting so well, and it saves me on the shipping cost, because the shipping for large paintings can be super expensive depending on where in the country you're shipping, or even if you're shipping internationally. And so when you get a custom box, if you get it made to just a little bit bigger than the painting size, then it will help you cut down on the total size of the box that you're shipping. And this is where you're going to save the money on the shipping. But what I like most about getting a custom box made is you can have them made really thick. You see this here, this is thicker than normal cardboard you're gonna get. This is a 400-pound cardboard. So literally you could fold this box up and stand on top of it and not dent it. It is really good. And so then I have an insert that I made. I'm gonna show you that here in a minute, that even further protects it. But in order to get a custom box like this made, you're gonna need to go to a specialty box making company in your city. Now this isn't your normal UPS store, because what they will do is cut down a pre-existing size, standard size box for you that's made probably on 200-pound weight rated cardboard, which is the thinner normal cardboard that you will typically see paintings shipped in. But if you want the thicker cardboard, you're going to need to go to a freight company or some sort of packaging and shipping company in your city that makes custom boxes. In my town, the store is called Advanced Packaging, but it's going to be probably by a different name in your town. But typically there'll be a couple of these stores that will make custom boxes. I would suggest, if you don't know who that is, just call around to all the different packaging and shipping companies that you can find in your area and ask them if they make custom boxes and if they have the thicker cardboard, because it works so well to protect your items. And here is a closer look at the insert. Now this is what I put inside of the other box to wrap around the painting. So the painting goes inside here and it's taped all the way around. What we do before we put the painting in between this cardboard, though, is wrap the painting in this foam wrap. It comes in rolls. I will post a link in the description of exactly where I get the foam wrap. One other thing to mention is typically they say to make 2 inches of space all the way around your artwork as extra space to add padding, let's say either foam, like the foam wrap that I just showed you, thicker foam, or bubble wrap, anything that you can stick in there to give 2 inches completely around your canvas. That is what the conventional wisdom of shipping is. But when you do that at these larger sizes, you're often paying a lot more for shipping, because sometimes making your package a couple inches smaller can save you $100. I mean, it's surprising how much the surcharges can be as the size of your package grows. So what I've learned with the 30 by 40 inch canvases especially is it's best to get a box that's not that much bigger than them. And this is why you can save so much by getting a custom box made. Since you can have them made with the 400-pound cardboard, it allows you to get away with shipping your canvas without those 2 extra inches around the piece. I still like to leave a little extra space if I can, but I always calculate what the shipping costs are going to be ahead of time and see if making that box size as small as it really can be to fit my canvas will save me money. Because with the thicker cardboard, you can get away with that, at least in my experience. I've shipped canvases without leaving the 2 inches around them, all the way from Kansas, where I live, to places in Europe, and never had them damaged. I've also shipped them in the US successfully this way. And so that's why I ship my paintings this way, because I've never had a problem doing this, and it saves me money. So what we do when we first start packing is I basically just lay the cardboard flat on a table. It's nice if you have a table that's as big as your painting. My table is a little bit smaller. Now, as you can see, I have this bottom cardboard here, and then this kind of connects by the thickness of my painting, and I have that other piece just kind of resting against the wall. Now, if you can't get them cut out of a really big piece where there's the connecting little 2 to 4 inches depending on how thick your canvas is. It's okay, you don't have to have that. I like to have that though because it does make it a little bit more sturdy and secure. You can just get the cardboard pieces cut the same size as your painting. Next, you want to wrap your painting in foam wrap. So I place a layer of foam wrap down and then place my painting upside down on top of it. It's also a good idea to have a helper. So you can see Greg, who's very strong, helping me lay this down on there so it doesn't get scuffed or damaged. I wouldn't be able to do all of that by myself. So if you're having to ship a really big piece, it's a good idea to have a helper. With the foam wrap, basically you just tape it all together and create a nice little packet so that your painting is protected. Next step is to sandwich it in between the cardboard pieces and then tape all around. My table wasn't quite big enough for this box, so we went ahead and just set it up on the floor. And you might want to do this as well because if you don't have room, you got to be able to get it in there. So basically then, once the painting is in its protective packet, just pop it right in the box. As you can see, I got this to where there's not very much space around the painting. It's a pretty tight fit in there. Now there is some space right in this area for bubble wrap. At this point, I also like to add the things like my certificate of authenticity. What I do is I put them in an envelope with a nice little foil sticker just to make it look nice. And I have a thank you card I stick in there with all of my packages as well. And then we add bubble wrap to fill out any areas where there is space. When you're taping these up, make sure to add extra tape. And we have tape going along crossways and horizontal here. We're adding lots and lots of tape, more than you think you need, just to make sure that it stays closed. Because these 400-pound boxes, they're really strong, and the tape needs to also be strong to keep them closed. Okay, well, it's all packed up and ready to ship. And I think this goes without saying, but it's a good idea when you're shipping large packages to compare prices. So check out what you're gonna have to pay through UPS, FedEx, and even the Postal Service, because depending on where you're shipping to, there could be a vast difference in the price. Now, I like to use my Shopify website to get the shipping labels, and that way it gives me a little bit of an extra discount on the shipping. But if you don't have Shopify, one website that you can go to get the labels and save some money is Pirate Ship. They often have much cheaper labels, especially with UPS, which is one of the carriers you'll probably end up shipping with when it comes to large packages. Well, they have those at much cheaper prices than if you would buy them directly from UPS in most cases. So the link to Pirate Ship is in the description. Next, if you'd like to learn how to ship other types of artworks like art prints or smaller paintings, I have a playlist. You can check it out right here with lots of free video resources. They're gonna help you package your artwork easier and help you save a few bucks. All right, thanks so much for watching. Hope this video helps. See you next time.